This program was funded by Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport, Toyota, AT&T of Kentucky, South Bank Partners, the Claibs family, Skyward,
we probably have 35 to 40 people working on all of the exhibits that are going into this thing, and then a lot of those people are going to shift gears in a few months and start installing stuff out here. So it's a fairly small crew for the amount of work and for the quality work that's being done just in this building, in the design studio. And then obviously we've got this huge crew at the ARK site that's doing construction. So there's a lot of talent here working in a lot of different directions to get things done, but it's not taxidermy, it's more taking, deciding on, through a lot of research that's been done by 4 or 5 different scientists over a 2 or 3 year period, what did the original kind look like for so many of these animals that went on the ARK, and then developing and designing the animals that would match the characteristics that the scientists say they would have had, and then, as you saw, turning those things into lifelike animals without, we can say that no animals are harmed in the production of our kinds exhibits, so to speak.
One of the challenges in marketing the ARK Encounter has been describing the scale of the structure and the scope of the exhibits. But Zovath provides some details that help bring things into focus.
We've had 80 animal kinds that we're building. Some of them here, most of them here. Some are being farmed out to other artists all over the country. Hundreds of cages for a variety of other examples of animals and the way Noah would have taken care of them.
Williamstown Mayor Rick Skinner has been a supporter of the ARK Encounter since it was announced in December 2010. He talks about what as many as 5,000 visitors a day could mean to a town that has only 4,000 residents, and how the city is preparing for the tourism deluge.
Oh, it's going to be great for us as far as the ARK has been terrific partners since the beginning. We work well together. They're going to help co-market Williamstown. So for Williamstown, it's going to make us an immediate tourist attraction with the number of visitors that will be coming daily. We just hope to be able to attract a portion of that to our downtown and to our local businesses. Well, as far as infrastructure, we just finished a $17 million wastewater plant, and we have just finished our bidding of a new water plant for around $17 million. And we've upgraded all our electric and cable and internet. So we've went through our infrastructure, taken a look at all of that, and had our engineers come up with what we would need for future development. What we want to do is keep downtown as quaint and the way it was in the 60s and 70s, with a bustling community. And we think the people that will be coming downtown to see what's there will help with that. So we're planning new restaurants and new businesses that will support downtown.
Patrick Marsh had a storied career before he signed on as design director for Answers in Genesis. Marsh worked as art director for the opening and closing ceremonies of the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. He was an art director for the King Kong and Jaws exhibits at Universal Studios in Florida. He joined Answers in Genesis to lead the design effort of the Creation Museum in Petersburg, and now heads up the team that is designing the ARK attraction. Marsh says the first step was to decide what messages Answers in Genesis wanted to convey with the ARK. He also offers a glimpse into what visitors can expect when they start coming to the attraction in July.
Well, the big thing was really coming up with a concept. What did we want to teach within the ARK itself? Because everything that we're doing is a teaching sequence in this whole thing. And we wanted to create, what you'd say the right atmosphere for the ARK to make it feel like, both the period of time that it would have been, and to give people the experience inside the ARK itself. So we have a lot of different kinds of attractions that do a lot of different things. They go into the ARK, and the first experience they have is really the beginning of the flood. It's just that kind of experience where the storm is starting to break up, and you begin to have, this incredible experience of, just a little tension. You hear the rain, and you sort of, feel some movement within the ARK itself. You hear things banging against the hull, and you walk through a bunch of cages, and the lights are moving back and forth, and kind of give you a sense of being in the Ark at the beginning of the experience. It really shows people, how did Noah take care of the animals? What did he feed them? How did he provide fresh air and light and water? And really distribution and taking care of the waste products. We have all kinds of exhibits really showing people how Noah could have done it. And then on the third floor, we actually have Noah's living quarters. And that's not a small, dingy little place. I think it's going to be a pretty luxurious, surprising thing for people to see. But we've got things in there, exhibits that really kind of teach you about the Ark. We've got a blacksmith shop in there. We've got a wood shop that's in there. We have Speaking Noah. You can ask questions of him.
The goal of Marsh and his team was to recreate, as closely as possible, an experience that is consistent with the world at the time of Noah. So a lot of thought went into the appearance of the people and the animals in the exhibit.
One of the first things that we did was actually to create the character of Noah. What did he look like? And we talked about it. I thought that he probably grew up in a seafaring environment. He was probably a rugged guy. He had to, I think, learn something about shipbuilding. So I think that he had to do a lot of thinking on his own part. So the guy had to be experienced in carpentry. Yeah, I think he had to be experienced in farming, all kinds of things. So we needed to put all these pieces into the character of Noah, so that when you see the character of Noah, and what we've done is we've literally sculpted the faces and the bodies of each one of these characters. And Life Formations is the company that's putting them together. Some of them are animatronic, some of them are still life. But we had to really kind of develop all of the characters themselves. Each one of the exhibits that we do, we develop the story, we write down what we want to do, what is it we want to teach the people, and then we start to develop it. And there's a lot of prop making that has to go into all of these things, and a lot of research to try to get, really the details that are necessary.
We've got enough timber, enough lumber, if you laid it end-to-end board feet, to reach from here to Philadelphia or from here to Kansas City. So it's a lot of timber in this project, and that's what makes the entire project unique. It's the largest timber frame structure that will be in the world when it's completed. It's probably the largest right now. We still don't have a bow and a stern on the thing yet. It's mind-blowing how big this Ark actually was. When you take the biblical account for the 300 cubits, and then you turn that into feet based on the cubit that we chose, it's a huge structure, and it's gonna be jaw-dropping when people come around the corner and get off the bus and see that thing for the first time. It's really going to shock people.
The grand opening of the Ark Encounter is scheduled for July 7th, and it is planned as a year-round attraction.